Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel and the garden agains. Let's go. Right, how to get big biceps using the basics. I'm going to show you my 3 favourite exercises that I've used over the last 24 years of training. Got my arms up to 22 inches at one point. Now, you know, leaner, not as fat. They're about 19 inches. So I think I have a grasp of how to grow some biceps. So first exercise I'm going to cover, basic as always, barbell curls. I'm just going to show how I believe, you know, the best form, and then just go through sort of rep range and how to progress on it. So I'm going to do a set and go through it. Feet shoulder width apart, elbows to the side, and we're going to try and keep pretty strict form here, and then build up something heavier, or do a heavier setting, and we'll do a little bit of cheating. But anyway, let's cover the first set. Feet shoulder width apart, shoulders in. We're going to keep it pretty strict. Brace the core. Keep it well controlled on the way down on the eccentric part. I'm going to perform a couple of cheat curls just to show, how to do it. But always controlling the eccentric. There we go, basic barbell curls. I think what I've done recently for bodybuilding, 5 working sets on this, and it ranges from 6 reps to 15. I like to start off with the 15 and slowly build the weight up to my last set of 6. Don't want to go below 6 really. You want it sort of 6 to 15, 20 reps. Hypertrophy bodybuilding. That's what I did pretty much for 6 months for my bodybuilding shows, and my biceps grew and got stronger. So you can either do progress each week, a bit of slowing the eccentrics down even more each week, or slowly loading the weight up each week, or hitting higher reps, shorter rest periods, instead of 3 minutes, drop it down to 2 minutes, and it just builds the endurance as well as strength overall. But cheat curls, again, you can chuck them in, overload the biceps, but ultimately you're going to be using more forearms and more shoulders to lift the heavier weight, but you're still hitting the biceps with that. And again, I've done that for all the years of my training. I think it's a good thing to chuck in one set, maybe once a week. So I think ideally you want to train biceps twice a week. I think a separate arm session or a separate bicep session is good. 5 sets, 5 working sets, a couple of warm-ups, and then when you're training back or chest or shoulders or whatever, chuck in another 5 working sets of biceps, whether that be spider curls, single arm dumbbell curls, barbell curls again. But just to get them working sets up. And I think good 20 working sets a week is a good amount to help grow some bigger arms. So there we go, barbell curl, my favourite exercise first up for biceps. Right, I'm going to perform my next exercise and just walk through that a little bit. Let's go. Right, on to these dumbbells next. Dumbbell curls, my second sort of favourite exercise to build the biceps. Again, very simple, basic. Every gym has them. Most people will have a set of dumbbells in their basement, their garden, you know, the garage gym, even kettlebells, you can do the same. Even with some bands, wrap around your feet, stand on them, you can do curls with some bands. So just keeping it as basic and as simple, and these are another go-to exercise for me, especially bodybuilding, because we're doing them one arm at a time as well. It's quite a bit different to the barbell. Takes you recruiting a little bit more muscle as well to do the movements. So yeah, again, 5-6 working sets, 1 or 2 warm-ups before, and again, rep range, don't want to go below sort of, you know, 6 to 8 reps below on each arm. Want to keep it around that 10 plus on each arm is better. Get them higher reps up. And going back to previous, you are hitting biceps when you're training back as well. So they're constantly being hit through the week if you're doing a full week of training, hitting all the body parts. But yeah, if you can get a couple of bicep sessions in and, you know, hit that 20 set barrier, then you should start seeing some growth. But yeah, just gonna do this set here. Always recommend starting off with the slightly weaker arm first as well, because that'll tire out before the stronger side usually. And again, trying to curl it up fairly well controlled and the eccentric part controlled. And what I tend to do as well is, I can show you the dumbbells, but bring it up and then you twist your hand in, so your little fingers facing your chest, and the same there. So it's slightly twisting to engage the entirety of the bicep, because it's 2 separate muscles. So yeah, anyway, just do another few sets, reps. And again, you know, 1 set a week, you can chuck in the old swingy ones, just to, you know, get a few extra reps out, just to push yourself a bit more with that, you know, hitting the 30 kilo dumbbells, a few swingy reps just to get a few out, won't hurt, and it'll push you past that, you know, failure point. Right. That exercise done, I'll move on to the last one that I find is great for building the biceps. It's the single arm dumbbell preacher curl. Let's go. Right, on to this last exercise, the third exercise I recommend. Single arm dumbbell preacher curls on the bench. Quite a steep incline on it, almost in a seated shoulder press position. We're going to go, you know, 4, 5, 6 working sets again, keeping this one much lighter than the barbell curls and the dumbbell curls, and we're working, you know, more scientific based training, the slow eccentric part, the deep stretch, pulls at the bottom and power up. And again, I don't do this less than sort of 10 reps, and I don't go super heavy. So it's just getting the mind muscle connection going with this one and finishing off light, because you're a bit fatigued going into this one. Right. Yeah, get a nice sturdy, you know, stance, and we're just slow to literally till the arm is straight and then up. Really milking these reps. Yeah, I don't do this one heavy because of, you know, you could easily tear a bicep on this one, which I'm sure people have done many times. So it's always just nice, fairly light, all control. So good pulls at the bottom, and boom, power up. But yeah, oh, you get the gist of that. Nice and simple, basic exercises to grow the biceps. You know, you want to get your 15 to 20 working sets in a week with arm session, bicep session, and then obviously you're hitting a bit of biceps with back, as I've said before. But yeah, keeping it simple, 3 basic simple exercises you can do, you know, in any gym, and if you train at home, in the garage, in the garden, in the basement, you know, hopefully you can perform these exercises as well. But yeah, those 3 are the main exercises I've done for 24 plus years now, and yeah, they've kept me in good stead, kept me, you know, strong, pretty big arms, biceps, and yeah, gonna go forward with this myself and try and grow the arms a bit more again, and I'll be doing these 3 exercises for sure. I hope I've helped some people out there with just going through these basic exercises. I'm not all scientific, I can't remember all the muscles and the right terms and the phrases for everything. I just try and lift, you know, heavy, basic in the garden, get it done, make them gains. Stay strong everyone, and I'll catch you in the next one. Let's go.